Good day, all. It's Turbo Dave here at Performance Corner. I'm going to do some valve adjusting today. First, we're going to show you some tools. Here's some gauges, some feeler gauges. These are the very long gauges. I've used these before. I don't usually use these for valve adjustment anymore. And then here's a shorter version with a nice 45-degree bend on them. These are really nice to work with because it's easy when you're, especially when the head's on the car, or the engine's in the car. But what we mostly use is these. They're straight. I don't believe these have any 45-degree versions of them, but these are called Go No Go. And as you can see here, it's a smaller, and then it's thicker. There's a step there. Let's see if you can get that. Now with that step, so in this case, this one is 16 on top and 18, so 16 thousandths and 18 thousandths. So this would go for something if you needed 17 thousandths. So it slides onto the 16 nice and easy, but it won't go past the 18, which would leave it at about 17 thousandths. So these are the easiest way to do valve adjustments, and this is what we're going to use. We're going to use a gauge, the same gauge, to demonstrate this. For this setup, where this is a Toyota Head 22R, but these are similar adjustments that you use on a Honda. And so you can use a wrench. This is a 12 millimeter fits for this Honda, for this Toyota 22R, or you can use a 10 millimeter for a lot of the Hondas. Or if you use this, then you need this, a flat tip screwdriver, or there's this combination. So you have a little window that you can see, and this goes like this. So this would fit on there, and you can do the net adjustment here to tighten it and loosen it, and then you can adjust the screw head here. So that's how that works. In this case, we're not going to be tightening or loosening, but this is more of a technique, and this is something actually I learned in Honda school. Most people that adjust valves, you'll see them, and it doesn't matter if it's a shim or if it's adjustable type like this. When they're adjusting it, they'll put this in here, the feeler gauge, and they'll be pulling on it. When it's tight and you can barely get it out or barely get it in, that's usually where they leave it. Technically, you should be able to grab the feeler gauge on the side. Let me move the camera a little bit. On the side and move it around inside of here. So you should have a little bit of drag, but not a lot. You should move it like this all around and not have to grab it like this to pull it out. So when the adjustment's just right with the Go No Go gauge, you can slide it in and out, but it won't go past the second step. So, but you want it to be able to grab it from the side and move it around like this. And that's the most technical part of adjusting valves. It doesn't want too much drag, and you don't want it to be too loose that it's oversized or the gap is too big where you can just stick the whole thing in there, kind of like this. The Go No Go gauges make it a lot easier. I guess if you want to be more technical, then you use a specific size gauge like these. For most daily use cars, you can use a Go No Go gauge. If you want to be more technical on a race car, it's understandable. You just use a one size gauge. So on a 22R, on the exhaust side, you'd be looking like at a 12. Depending on the cam, you'd be looking at a 12. So this is a 12. So you just use this, and that would be the one size. You just have to get a really good feel for it, and obviously once it's running, you'll know whether it's too tight or too loose. But the same would go whether it's a Go No Go or a standard gauge. You want to be able to grab it off of its. You want to take it out of its case and be able to grab it on the side and move it around. Same motion as the first one. So that's the most technical part of it, and I'll guarantee you 99% of people get that wrong. It's just the feeling of it. Most people do it over tight and yank it back out. And that is valve adjusting 101. Thank you for watching. This is Turbo Dave here at Performance Corner. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Have a nice day and be safe.